Yo, yo, yo. Sorry, I just woke up from a nap. How you doing today, boys? Boom, 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 boom. Five. We are up. Was it 400K? Was 150K? We're gonna update the profit, boys. We're up a tad bit more. Pretty depressed. Why? 660. So we're up. 400K. 200K. We'll say 350. Ukraine Bowl, baby. Yes, sir. Lost 3-1 to Arsenal. I mean, not to act like I'm a football expert, mate, but the better team won. Didn't you expect it? That was going to be an obvious result. I could have told you that. Oh, I pack Lampard for the League SBC grind. Good fodder. Dude, I did another one of those icon picks before it expired. You want to know who I got? See if we can show it off. The better team lost? I mean, if you want to say that, you can. You're just lying to yourself. Are Libs and Suds still profitable? They are extremely profitable, but you have to go off of each card. Ratings right now really don't matter. So you can have a 70 that's going for 1.5K, and you can have a 74 that's going for like 500. That being said, too, though, I made, we were up 150K the other day. I made another 200K, and I really just club stocked Silver Libs and Suds. Really wasn't flipping too many. I was literally just going through the League SBCs over and over. We were just fine. All right, we're going to bid on a few more cards, and then we're going to start. We're going pack by pack now, too. That was a lot more fun off a stream. We're experimenting with different ways to do it. Instead of opening all 5 at the same time, doing a one at a time has been really fun. People go, the goalkeeper not saving it, but Rusin saw the chance. I mean, you can look at other angles, too. Like, the goalkeeper, sure, should have made a save, but one, it was a really good shot. And two, he put it bottom right corner. Like, the goalkeeper had to die for it. So, like, even though the goalkeeper should have made a save, it would have been a really good save that he made. So, like, I think both things can be true. A goal's a goal regardless. How many other people on our team would take a volley from outside the box or at the top of the box like that? In my opinion, you got to be starting him. Letting him go. 60-plus minutes a game. Because Burstow's not going to be here next year. And I don't think Burstow's at the level of the championship, if I'm being completely honest. Nothing against the lad, but why develop someone else's player? If it's not like an Ahmad or something. All right, what should we start with today, boys? I guess we could do the dailies. before we forget. Brilliant debut. Ain't best going forward, but I feel like it's perfect. Yeah, dude, I didn't know what to expect from him. I was looking on Twitter at a bunch of Leeds guys saying he was horrible for them. But then again, he didn't really play for them. He started. He did not look out of place at all and actually did really good at times. There's some obvious giveaways or times he was out of position or made a pass to nobody. But for a debut, he did a lot better than I expected. Like an insane amount better. Which makes me think, what's the plan once Sirkin and Elise are healthy? Obviously, he can play a center back as well, if needed. We'll see. I just hope Ballard's okay. Have we heard anything from Ballard? Met the final game of the season. Carlos, what's up, bud? Renard's career on FM 24 after winning 8 of my 9 games. I can make playoffs, but it's unlikely. Should be fine. Dude, he did not look fine. He looked in immense pain. Dude, we need a player pick tomorrow, man. We need a player pick tomorrow. St. George's. That's a interest in him. People are saying Ballard should have picked up a yellow card if he's going to be injured. Just like attempt to try to get someone booked by just going like this. All right. Realistically, boys, doing it this new way slows it down just a tad. So I was doing this yesterday while watching Netflix. We did 15 on Friday. We did 15 run-throughs. I did 10 yesterday. So we're at 25 for the week. The goal is to get 10 plus today. We'll see how many we can do on stream. But this new way we're doing it, it's a little bit slower, but a lot more fun. And it's constant packs, too. It's SBC pack, SBC pack. Defensively, we are solid. Great backup all around. Midfield, we need to sort out the balance. Yeah, which I'm sure we will. Dude, do we know when Corey Evans is supposed to come back from injury? And what that means for him and his contract? Because it's in his last year. I feel like he hasn't played since last year, or 2022. Manuel, what's up, buddy? Left wing can't really comment on Mundell for backup. Not seen 1 minute yet. Right wing, Ba. I see Mundell getting some playing time at right wing as well. Jack Clark, I don't think, is going to be subbed up anytime soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him occasionally thrown in there as well. Gameplay's pissed me off day by day, I swear. Dude, you want to know what Evo, not pissed me off, but like made me like go, huh? So the one I'm doing on Aushish, the Wing Wizard, it gives you all the rating in the first Evo, but then gives you bonus stats in the Playstyle Plus in the last one. I would have thought they would have split the rating too. I've never seen that before. So if you're, I guess, wanting to get a higher rated card, but not have the Playstyle Plus on it, I guess that could be one way to do it. Like these stats for an 89, I'm sure you could probably, if I kept him at this 89 and didn't finalize it, make it an even better card. But even with the 80 plus pace and the Team of the Year honorable mention background, that looks sick. Hope he gets an appearance against Plymouth. Is that who we play on Saturday? Have I tried Jimenez? I have not yet. I'm waiting until we pack the rest of the team to play a game with them. Sal's on and off live. Be too soon. For some reason, I thought we had Birmingham this weekend. Or is that 2 weeks? Yeah, Plymouth at 9 a.m. Okay. How do you get many packs out of this promo? Our unlimited League SBC and unlimited duplicate exchange methods, which is the pinned video in chat. You're playing Birmingham now? GG. All right, realistically, we don't want to be using League One or Eredivisie players, but to speed up this process, and the Serie A and Bundesliga, if we catch them quickly, I can remove them, but a first owner, Jack Clark, we're submitted. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I do not have league specifics showing. I never said league specifics. I said league SBCs, which are here for another 70 plus days. I know for a fact you have those. Bum, 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 bum. There's a Birmingham player. Can you show me which SBC you're talking about? Yes. Let me finish this section real quick. League SBCs, aka the Premium Mixed League Upgrade. That's out for another 75 days. If you look in the description, we have a step-by-step video on how to do this. And if you look at the pinned video in chat, we have our unlimited duplicate exchange that also covers this as well. This is what we call League SBCs. Nothing league specific. League SBCs. These were always in the past called League SBCs. That's their nickname. They will forever be called League SBCs. I guess you can technically call them the Premium Mix League Upgrade, but everyone refers to them as League SBCs. Yeah, we are buying very few cards with it, which is really nice. And we're trying a new kind of format of it today. So instead of me going heavy on Friday like I did with buying the golds, or bidding on the golds to save a little bit of coins, I'm just buying them out. I'm not doing any gold compare price. We're just simply buying out what we need. Because I noticed we were picking up a lot of gold libs and gold studs anyways, untradeable. So we didn't always need them, but also too, it just frees up more space on the transfer list to list stuff. Okay, so that is maxed out there. What cheap center back and center mid do you recommend for what? Gameplay? That would completely be dependent on the team you have. I'm probably the worst person to ask, to be honest. And I have no idea what cheap means. Like 200 coins cheap? 10,000 coins cheap? 50,000 coins cheap? Any league? 84 Thiago Silva. And then bronze Joe Bellingham in your midfield. Should be way under 50,000. All right, we got all the 11 golds. We are ready to go, boys. Every once in a while, I get excited when I see these silver packs because I think I packed an icon. I still think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you can still pack an icon in a silver pack, can't you? Or did they patch that code? Because I've still seen people in packs that include silvers pack icons and they show up as the silver card. I don't know why. But it's always been a thing, I guess. What Chemstyle for... I was trolling, Manuel. I'm a Sunderland fan. He's going to be useless in game if you haven't evoed him. I would look at a midfielder that... Is there any hero midfielders? Maybe a hero to link to everyone. How much is Park? Sure you got Nessa base counted as a silver? Yeah. I'll buy him and Evo him. I don't know what Evos right now you can put him in. There's probably some midfielder ones. Which road to the final? X here. We'll put the command on screen if you guys want to search the command again. We got Jimenez, but to make it easier on you guys, we'll do the same thing as Team of the Year. Exclamation mark RTTF. There we go. It was the Prem Mix. Let me guess. Donnarumma? No, we did not get Donnarumma. We got Jimenez. We got him. Dude, we need the 10 coin and 30 coin packs back. Suburban, if I won, I would have finished 6th on goal difference. Dang. You should get fired. Sounds like you're not a good manager. You can't beat the worst team in the championship. Unbelievable. Sack him today. Get him gone. Holy. Should you save player packs for... I mean, I would just enjoy the game and open up everything you get now. And as you continue to get packs, continue to open it up. That way you can have unlimited packs all the way up until and including Team of the Year. Or Team of the Season, I mean. That's your call. Because my question to you then is, if you're saving for Team of the Season, surely you're not saving for the crap community Team of the Season, right? And surely you're not going to save for the Bundesliga, the Serie A, the Prem, La Liga, the Saudi League. You're probably going to wait until the ultimate Team of the Season, right? Towards the end of Team of the Season, like 2 months in. Dude, I love how cheap everything is right now. Why would you save for Team of the Season? I have no idea why people want to save for Team of the Season. I get the idea of it, but the execution I never understand. Team of the Year makes sense. And people normally save for Team of the Year, but like anyone saving for team of season, what I normally see is usually like a week or two before. Once they get back on the game, they're like, okay, I'm going to start saving some packs. I don't know why you would just save for the sake of saving for that promo. I don't get it. Any chance you could look at my no money spent team on your team section of Discord? Yeah, I just saw it. GG. Looks like an insane squad. Looks crazy, dude. Boom, 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 boom. All right, that still works. Think people should only save for Team of the Year? Well, the Team of the Year one makes sense in terms of, like, for content creators, it's one of the best promos ever save packs for in terms of viewership, the grind process of being able to craft everything that's out during that time, regardless if you pack something. The time of it, like, it's after the first few months of the game, so, like, you get some of the crap promos out of the way. It's your first, like, really, really insanely good promo, usually. But I would argue they did Thunderstruck really good this year during Black Friday time. And Team of the Year was a little bit underwhelming. Yeah, Team of the Season, months and months away. Extremely long promo because they have all the different sections. So if you are going to save for that, you kind of have to ask yourself the question, what's the point of it? Realistically, what do you think you're going to get? What are you saving for? Because again, if you're saving for community team of the season, congratulations. You're saving for an 89 team of the season. I don't know if that's going to make your team now if it was out. And like realistically, if you're trying to save for the best thing, kind of like you would for team of the year, you would have to just continue pushing back until the end of the promo where it's ultimate team of the season. Because that would make the most sense, but also the least sense at the same time. And that's not to mention all the different things that'll be out to grind during that time anyways, where you'll have plenty of packs to begin with. Long story short, enjoy the game now. You're going to pack everything you want anyways by the end of the game. Guaranteed. By the summer, you'll have every card and every SBC you've ever wanted. Perfecto. KB4, what's up, buddy? Had nothing like this team last year and spent way longer on FIFA 23. It's crazy how the power curve shifts game to game. Yeah. Team of the season are going to have to be 200 rated at this point. Yeah, dude. I don't know even what they're going to do. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, the playstyle plus things is a new direction they're going that I would argue is like the new, instead of just a better rating, you're going to have a lot more, I guess, rare players in terms of the meta with those. Which is nice, don't get me wrong, but when it's a promo like Road to the Final, it just makes a lot of these cards infinitely harder to pack. And I don't know if that makes it better in any case. Like, have they dropped it all in price? Or is everything still extremely high? I wonder, too, because we had this every promo in the past. There's always, like, the discard promo cards, kind of like Team of the Weeks, when Team of the Weeks had no value. And we had, like, 78 rated Team of the Weeks in the past that you'd pack all the time. You couldn't even sell them for, like, 10.5k in the market. You just have to quick sell them, essentially. I wonder if they're trying to make even, like, the worst promo cards better that way with now going to be minimum of 2 chem styles, or playstyle pluses. My bad. Let me plug in my controller. It'll be interesting to see, though. Yeah, pack weight's kind of pissing me off with this promo. We packed one, so I guess I can be happy about that, and not a lot of people have. But the direction they're going is not a good direction, in my opinion. Especially when you look at promo packs, too. Like, be honest with yourself. The 600K pack, 30 items, 85 rated and above. Okay, good. They updated the odds. You have a 25% chance now to get to a road to the final player. There were some of these packs the other day where they had... It was like a 3 or 4% chance of getting one. And they were huge packs. I think those expired. I think they were in the last set. Didn't seem worth it in the slightest. I think EA realized how many people will buy the stuff too. That's what you can never, I guess, stop. Is people who are going to spend money will spend money. Regardless of the quality of the pack, it's out there. 25% chance as of content release. Yeah. A lot better now. So if there is props to give to EA, at least there's some value in trying to pack one now. Before there wasn't. Here's a way to make people spend FC points on the store packs and get no coins to do anything. Again, I think exchanges, I hope EA brings back. Not for the menu grinders, but I think EA will want to bring it back as a way to sell more promo packs and have a place for people to put their 85 pluses. I don't think it's just a coincidence that everyone opens these packs that are guaranteed 85s, 30 plus of them. It needs a place to put those cards. I think that's why we have them. If that's the case, I will absolutely be in favor of EA selling more of them. If that means as a menu grinder, I can also use them in what I would argue is a better way. So GG EA. Trying to be money hungry, but it ends up benefiting us. I wish there was a 90 plus one though, and an 83 and 84. They could make them really bad packs for the 83 and 84 one. I still just get so many duplicates I wish I could put somewhere. Okay, we're gonna need more chem. Okay, what can we do? So center back, Cam. Dohan can play Cam as well. We did Rom. Did that. That doesn't change it? We might be stuck, boys. We might need to actually spend coins on this section. Yeah, let's just get a striker. Bundesliga German striker. There we go. 400 coins. Yo, what pack should I open the shop? The biggest one. Open the biggest one. Think the exchanges should be in the game all the time, but they need to add? Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, these packs are always including gold libs. It's beautiful. Like, the drop weight must have increased heavily. So, instant profit on this pack. Things you'd love to see. We're going to save both of these. We're just going to use both of these for the next run. So, that's what I'm doing, too. Instead of selling the gold libs, kind of using them as we get them. And if it's the lower rated ones, we just use higher rated silvers. A few of them, since we have them and they're so cheap. And it offsets the cost a little bit. Beautiful. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go back to buying our Eredivisie team. $350. 400. Yeah, exchanges were something I never thought I needed until it came out. Now I can't imagine not having it, if that makes sense. Like, it's such a good idea. Especially if you're someone who doesn't want to do any, like, player SBCs or anything that's out. It doesn't even need to be a duplicate. It was intended for, like, oh, if you have nowhere else to put something. But, like, it's a fantastic place just to put things in general. Yeah, I hope they keep bringing it back out. Realistically, they should treat it like League SBCs. It should have a limited amount of days and then expire and then become better. I wouldn't want it just out blankly for the rest of the game. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if it was, but I'd like to see them just keep upgrading it. Yeah, for a company that makes as many mistakes as them, a broken clock is still right twice a day. So, eventually EA is going to have some moments of brilliance, whether it was planned or not. And that is one of them. All right, so we spent what? 6,400 or 2,400 coins there? So for this section, as long as we sell enough of our golds, we're easily in profit. And we got a hunter. We are easily in profit. We are way in profit. Let's go. Who did you pack? What does the screen say, buddy? Which special? What does the screen say? Exclamation mark RTTF. You'll get the full list of everything we packed. Otherwise, we're going to repeat ourselves a million times. We're going to do this moving forward for every promo, guys. Especially team of the season. That's going to be crazy. We're just going to have the commands. We're removing Twirl. Why is Twirl a command still? Yeah, another lib. Okay, Sembrant, we don't need. She can go. We'll do a gold upgrade for her. I can't wait until we get player picks, man. Give us player picks tomorrow, please, EA. We need them. I don't care if it needs some rares. Give it to me. All right, it was an 82. That was the dupe. Plenty of upgrades we can still make. Sembrant. Beautiful. How much profit have you made from League SBCs? John Jonas. Are you able to read the screen, buddy? If so, it answers your question. Right under the section that says profit from League SBC packs as promo. I'd refer to that. Wobble, you know you want to come back. Come back to the dark side. Boom, 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 boom. I hop on the web app to open a pack or two. Do it. Are you gonna come back for Future Stars? I think Future Star starts next week, right? Hopefully it's not 2 weeks of this. I can't stand this promo. The pack weight on this promo is not fun. Give us Future Stars that are like 1,000,000 silvers. It's stupid how EA has left moments in the dark. And evolutions for a lot of evolutions. Like, they still do them, but the lack of quality low-end bronze and silver ones. There should be, like, bronze and silver ones every single week, multiple. Otherwise, every other one that gets included, you miss out the low-end cards. You should constantly be able to chain a bronze into gold range and a silver into gold range weekly for different positions. Otherwise, everything just gets left behind. Or you're doing those for your bronzes and silvers, which is 100% not worth it. Especially when they have a playstyle plus on them. Spent the last week and a half traveling around and seeing mates. Haven't been on foot once. Best I felt in a long time. Guys, mental health is not important, all right? You need to get back grinding, okay? Cool. You feel better than you've ever felt in your life. But flipping a silver lib, tell me you don't still feel anything in life is better than that feeling. Tell me you are a grinder. Yeah, dude. Moments will always be funny to me because it's like, I wonder if there's people out there that like want to grind moments, but literally there's just nothing ever for it. I mean, surely someone probably does at some point. But even when you do it, it's so limited in value. You have to hold things, I feel like, for so long until it's even relatively worth it. Hey, don't sleep on League SBCs. We packed Harry Kane, tradable. We packed Odegaard, tradable yesterday. We packed Luka, tradable. We packed 2 86-plus informs, tradable. We were going on a run there. Yeah, no, all jokes aside, now's probably the time just to chill until team of the season, unless you're a content creator. The time to return ratio is not very good right now. If there's ever like daily things or little things you can do over time, I'm not saying necessarily save packs for big promos, but if there's like daily things like daily gold packs, for example, doing those every single day to at least be club stock for when you get back on, those things make sense. I was thinking players were going to be rewarded on moments. That would be a fantastic idea. It'd be a multi-million-dollar idea if EA listened to it. Imagine players that you could craft each promo from moments. Like, they don't even have to be great. It can just be a bonus thing. And for people who are crap at the game, it's a fantastic way of giving them more things too. All around would be, I feel like, a really fun idea. Okay, I am looking to see. It's the goalkeeper. Okay, we're all different teams. I was like, I couldn't swear there's no other two from the same team in here. I was going crazy a little bit. How do you never get bored of League SBCs? Jonas, do you get bored of eating food? Or drinking water? Those are things you do on a day-to-day basis that you need to survive. That's League SBCs to me. My brain actively isn't working right now the way we're doing it. It's literally just trying to hit the bare minimum requirements, read chat, and be an unlimited pack opening. Damn, bro just called him fat. How was me calling him fat? I was referring to me treating League SBCs as a thing needed to survive. That was what I was saying. How do you get gold commons? Do you want my honest answer? Or do you want a fake answer? Food is never boring. True. How do you make coins? Guys, how do you make coins? How would you answer that question? Does anyone got any advice? I mean, we have a trading playlist. We have the video that we recommend making 10 million plus every single year for the past few years with low end that we say every stream. I don't know what else you need, mate. Squad battles, yeah. Play some squad battles gameplay. That'll be worth it. I would say do it, man. Okay, what can we do? Center mid, right wing back, center back, CDM. Okay, CDM. Could we do Bundesliga? Striker. I think we just use the same team. Rep. And we didn't even get the chem. That was embarrassing. Alright, we could do Serie A. Come on. Boys. Come on. All your problems, League SBCs. I mean, if you're asking me, literally, I made with zero trading over 200K yesterday. Simply just doing League SBCs over and over and over. And if I did any sort of quote-unquote club stock, it was just bidding on silver libs and suds. What blows my mind is how Ahmad hasn't played a single minute since the message from Ten Hag saying he has plans with them for the squad. That's crazy. They should make it an offline weekend league. You play against AI and can avoid all the toxicities. Strengthen the AI depends on your skill. That'd be sick. Yeah. You got offline draft. BPM. Why not at least a free team of the year loan? In moments like we did last year, BA simply give us the mode. Why no live stream if you were doing League SBCs anyways? There's a difference between me being half naked with Netflix open, me laying back and casually doing League SBCs where I'm not talking for 5 hours and just chilling, eating food, hanging out, versus nonstop reading chat in an upright position. Oh, I didn't mean to put those in a club. We're still technically doing the same thing when it comes to the League SBC section, but the reason why we weren't live, there's a huge difference. I'd watch that. The OnlyFans people watched it. If you guys are a sub on our OnlyFans, we were live. We weren't live on YouTube yesterday. OnlyFans had a new feet cam. I'd say it's pretty popular. He was good at Rangers as well. I remember everyone saying he was horrible at Rangers. Or did he come due later in the season? Remember in the objectives had there's a spare category? Yeah, they always have stuff that they add to the game and then never do much with. He's not about my last comment. Is Wobblecat a bot? Wobblecat is an AI version of Nightbot. So Nightbot's just a normal bot that you can use to moderate. Wobbles are AI version where he reads chat, is able to give some sort of message back. And we can like tweak the settings to make it have different kind of personalities. But yeah, if you guys are ever wondering what Wobble is in chat, that is Wobble. I don't know whether to be proud that you almost have 100 games in about a week, less than a week, with your team of the year Messi. I don't know whether I should tell you to touch grass, be impressed that you're playing the game after team of the year. I want to know how you got the red card. I think that's the thing I will ask. What led to you getting a red card? Were squad battles getting that difficult for you? Were you doing like an Evo? And you messed it up? L quick sell? Friends and co-op? What were you doing co-op for? Just for fun? Or are you doing those, isn't there like new objectives where they want you to do co-op for faster rewards of something? Oh, he wanted to use Messi. Gotcha. So he wasn't lucky like you. He's a broke boy. Wait, genuine question. I'm not asking to do it. I don't know if this is an actual thing or not. You know when people share play and give us control of their game? Could you share play gameplay and give like a person control of your gameplay? It'd be lagging a little bit. But that would be mental to play on. He has Senior Mape? Oh, okay. Jeez. So he's the opposite of a broke boy. You both just got insanely lucky is what it sounds like. Yeah, let's play people from across the world in a share play. I wonder if it would do... If you have like close matchmaking through a share play, if it searches for, like let's say someone's in the UK, if it searches people in the UK, or if it reads my location through a share play and then changes it to like the United States. All right, we go again. What was that, 2 completions so far? Or is that 3? All right, we are stocked to the brim over there. We're Gucci, man. Played him for sure. Yeah, Best has a ton of time left. I love how long they left some of these icons out for. I wonder when all's said and done and the year's over, what the like best Evo team's gonna look like. Dude, I started playing career mode a little bit too. I'm doing my 10 millionth Sunderland season. This time with the new signings from the January transfer window. Might start with Sunderland in May. Yo, you should do a self-sabotage. Don't like start with Sunderland in like a super low league. You should like get them relegated, essentially sell their whole team and buy horrible players, and then become a coach of a different team, and then apply to go to them again. I got sacked partway through the season because I was just simming everything. And I guess didn't sign like 2 South Korean players and have them play 50% of the season. So it sacked me. I joined Luton Town, who still had $40 million to spend. I bought the worst rated players on Sunderland with all the money I had, put them on extremely high wages as well, and then got the job at Sunderland back. And within like 2 months of me being gone, Jack Clark went from an 82 to like an 89. It's crazy. Might get something relegate. I wonder how long it would take. What's the lowest league you can do in career mode? Is it League 2? Or do they allow you to do non-league? I don't know if they have the rights to that, or even if there is rights to that. Someone should do a... Someone should do from plastic to silverware and take City from the Prem in Champions League and make them a League 2 squad with huge penalties on not only their point deductions and automatic disqualifications from tournaments, European competitions. You give them an extremely limited amount of money and they essentially have to work on a youth system to get themselves out of League 2 and then slowly work themselves up. That would actually be a fun one. I think that would be really fun to do. We could do that like towards the end of the year when we're sick of Ultimate Team. League 2 is? Okay. Boom. Boom, boom. Me and Wobble would be the only ones watching. The AI bots in chat are the only ones remaining. Very true. Okay, so we got the... We're going to need way more rating. I'll be there to hate. My favorite chatters during the end of a game is whenever people are like, bro, why are you still playing this game? Bro, why? And then the same people, Mumble, why aren't you streaming? Huh? Yeah, bro, I just asked why you're playing this game. You don't have to play this game. I'll watch whatever you do, man. I just love your streams. And then you proceed to play something else and they have no interest whatsoever. Yo, is it still career mode that a player will force his way out even if you reject bids? Might be. Yeah, the initial average is not as low. You'd have to, like, really do youth development and really buy young players to get that ever to be extremely young. Usually when you do, they have a problem with it. The board will want you gone. They don't like you being fiscally irresponsible. They want you to spend 50 mil in League 2. Or you're sacked. They're like, here, we just got an influx of money. Spend it all. Are you sure? Yes, everything. We need results. We were getting results. Spend it all. Oh, dude, they sack you for the most ridiculous reasons, too. I'll never get over me needing to get Sunderland promoted within 3 seasons, essentially. I got them promoted the first season. So my team wasn't as developed as it should have been. And the board gave me like a month before they sacked me. And the goal was to survive relegation, and we were clear of it. So they sacked me. Then they got in relegation territory. Then I took the job again, took them out of relegation territory. And then they told me, oh, just survive this season. Then the next season they want to be playing European football. It's like, dude, what do you want about, mate? You gotta let me do something, man. Give me time to implement my my philosophy on these players. Let me cook, as they say. Yeah, won the UCL, but didn't develop youth. That you should have seen that coming, man. That was a you problem. They made it very clear they were not interested in winning trophies. They just had a keen interest in children. There should have been more questions asked of you, to be honest. Like, who are you working for? Yeah, the worst. Yeah, dude, I had a guy from my youth academy who was potentially going to become a 90 plus. He was currently a high 50s, low 60s. He's like, Gaffer, I really think I need to start playing for this club on a regular basis. And so then I'm like, you're not. Let me loan you out if you want a regular game time. Then he comes back to me. He's like, Gaffer, I don't think a loan move is right for me. I don't understand why you put me up. And it's like, what do you mean? We're playing against Holland, mate. He's like a 95. What do you mean? You're a center back. You're going to get crushed. But then he'll be like, we got a big game coming up. Can I play? I'm really disappointed he didn't play me. Are you really? Like, they should have options where you can enable, like, GTA in some of these scenarios. Where it's like you can take one of those players and just start beating up on them when they ask you questions like that. Just such stupid questions. That'd be a fantastic feature. Like you're doing negotiations and they're asking for way too much money. You start fist fighting each other. No? Alright. Am I crazy? Maybe I am. Blood thinks he's ill. It's depression and FM. I'm trying to think of the weirdest things I've seen. There's been some weird ones over the years. There's one with like weather's making me depressed. It's like, Gaffer, the weather, to be honest, the weather is making me want to move out of here. And it's like, homie, you accepted the deal. You wanted to be here. Did you not know UK was going to have horrible weather? What did you expect when you came to the club? When you actually do start the player and they're like, sorry, I played badly out there, boss. Thanks for the minutes, though. Yeah. My favorite thing to do is the ones that you go on it. Surely someone else has experienced this. This is the most frustrating thing in the world. You are actively trying to develop a player, and they will message you all the time with the most outlandish requests. You'll be giving them game time. You'll have them on the bench. You'll be seeing if you can maybe develop them in a different position to potentially get them to continue to grow. But you'll see they have such limited growth, but you still want to grow them because you have an emotional attachment to the player. So then what you do is you start playing them. They have a drop in performance. They do something like that where they're like, sorry, I played bad. It's like, it's okay. We'll have you coming off the bench. You skim like a few games. They have like a year or two left on their contract. You want to give them one more, but they're not open to negotiate. They don't want to resign. And they're refusing to resign. And then you're like, oh, you don't want to be at this club. Why can't we sit down and give you more money and still develop? Oh, you don't want to be here? We're not going to play you. And then they come to you, upset that you're not playing them, when they're refusing to sign a new contract. And then you will put them on loan because it's like, what do you want me to do? You don't want to re-sign. You're making it clear you don't want to be here. When we play you, you're trash. When you're on the bench, you complain. So then it's like you're only left with an option to loan them out with potentially an option to buy. And the second you hit that loan option, Gaffer, I'm sorry if we had a misunderstanding, but why do you think you need to loan me out? What do you mean why? Why do you think I'm loaning you out? Nah, bro, we're going to send you to the Qatari League. Screw Saudi. You're going to Qatar. Bye-bye. Oh, or they'll fight about the years. Like, my favorite is the prospect goalkeeper or the prospect youngster that has a lot of potential but isn't going to get consistent minutes. And, like, they'll instantly sign to, like, a 5-year contract. They'll want it. It'll be extremely low wages. Maybe they have a thing where it's like, okay, if I ever hit, like, 25 appearances in a season, give me a little bit more money. Sure. Then you get the ones that will come to you. They'll be, let's say, what would be a good rating to say for this? Let's just say in general, not a huge upgrade to your team, but will be more of a rotation player. And you make it clear to them that they want to be a rotation player. And then they start putting demands that make no sense. They're like, yeah, we understand, like, rotation player, over time, get more game time, sweet. Which means you're going to develop them. They're going to get better. We want to sign you to a multiple year deal. My client's unhappy with that. We need just a 1 year. Can we go 3? My client needs a 1 year. Make or break it. Can we do 2? I see no problem with that. Signs a 2. You instantly go back like a week later to see if you can renegotiate. Hey, let's give you more money. Should we re-up the amount of years? Sure, let's do another 4. What? Greetings, boss. Yeah. Like, it literally makes no sense. I don't get it. I will never get it. I'll never understand. Squad age very young, and my attacker's average age is 29. I don't know if, like, the developing young talent model has gone to my head, but now if I see anyone over the age of 26, I just look at, like, the wages I'd have to spend on them, and then potentially not even developing much more, if not just already falling off. It gets me sick wanting to buy them. Like, that's the thing with, like, the senior players, too. Like, I look at things at age rather than rating now. It's like, okay, I have a 72 rated 28-year-old. I have a 70 rated 18-year-old. By the end of the season, my 18-year-old is going to be a way higher rating than this senior kid. Or than this senior player. But if I bench them, the club's going to sacrifice me because they see that as the worst thing in the world. But then when there's a dip in the performance, I'll also get punished for not replacing him. But then he's also the club captain, and the whole locker room will be talking about me behind my back when I step out to take a piss. They'll be like, hey, Gaffer, I've been hearing some talk behind the scenes. People are unhappy with your captain choice. It's like, what do you mean by captain choice? We think there should be some seniority on the team. Okay. Who do you recommend? Oh, the 35-year-old on the bench that's contract is out at the end of the season. We need him in the lineup to give us morale. No, you don't. How about the 20-year-old leader who's played every minute of every game for the past 2 years? Why can't he be your leader? My goalkeeper is that exact player. He's like 23. He's played every minute for the past 2 seasons. A true leader of the sense. Has been with Sunderland since a youth. A little child, a 15-year-old kid developing through the ranks. He's played probably over 300 matches for the club in total. What about him doesn't have leadership qualities? You need schizophrenia to have fun in career mode, making up your own scenarios. I like the FM clips where people get their significant other to record them and they dress up. And they're doing like post-game interviews. That's my favorite. I would do something like that. potentially for career mode if it was worth it in the slightest. Make up scenarios in your head. Gaffer, a very difficult result on the road at Stoke. Midweek game. Care to explain your thoughts? Yeah, we came here obviously with the intent to win. I think me, myself, and I all disappointed with the result. I felt there was periods of the game we had true quality. Stoke's very good side. It is extremely difficult to do it on a cold, rainy night in Stoke. That is true. I guess with the guys, we'll have to just recoup, get the day off tomorrow, and back to training the next week. Is there any reason why you didn't play your 16-year-old prospect striker? Rumors have it you want to put him on the transfer list because he doesn't see a future here. I don't want to speak about players behind their back. There's some contract negotiations going on right now. I'll leave that to the club to decide. I'm just here for the football, and today we were not impressive with the football. We need to improve that aspect of our game. Thank you. And then you just leave. I got Julian Jimenez from the 281 plus subs 100 WRL. You're probably one of the very few people who has multiple road to the finals. So congrats, buddy. You used to have a roulette wheel, different scenarios, and spin each, like one of our best players wants to leave. I always do. How do I explain it? Has anyone ever watched, like when you were younger, maybe you still do it if you're an adult. I don't know if that's weird or not. Have you ever watched like a superhero movie and then like wished you were a superhero and like envisioned you doing like superhero things? Or like you watch a footballing movie and then it motivates you to like want to go outside and play some football even though you maybe haven't touched a football in years. I have that when it comes to like career mode scenarios where it's like I'll watch, I don't know. Let's say I'm going to watch Sunderland until I die again for the 10th time for the new season. I'll be like, dang, I remember that team. Let me see if I can sign that team back a few years later in League One and see if I can get out of League One. No, never? You've never done that. You've never been in the shower trying to be an airbender? You've never done that before? You've never envisioned yourself in the streets of Gotham helping those in danger? You've never done that? Bro, am I crazy? Have you never played a Pokemon game and ever thought to yourself, it would be awesome if I owned a Pokemon? And like in your head envisioned like Pokemon were in the world and then Pokemon Go became a thing? Is that just a unique experience to me? Surely not. Surely someone else has had that experience before. Brother, now. How? Wait, is that crazy? Wait, hold on. I need to check myself. Is that crazy? Just you on this one. Want to sell my 80 rated 16-year-old because he doesn't have a face above the stats? You just watch? Okay, maybe I am insane. Clinically, possibly. Is it wrong that you were talking about football and it made me want to play football? That's what I'm saying! Nah, bro. You're telling me you watched the World Cup and at no point in the World Cup you said to yourself, damn, that's making me really want to kick a ball around. The thought of that's crazy to you? The thought of that's crazy to you? I'm going to pretend there's a direct correlation between that and the superhero thing to make it less of a weird point for me. We're going to get you guys to commit to a yes to that just so I sound less crazy. All right? No, right? That's not crazy to think of. Good evening, bud. Good evening, man. How we doing today? If you're gonna ask me how I'm doing after you say good, how about you? I'm getting roasted by chat, so I'm not doing too good right now, man. I guess I'm crazy. I'm the problem here for having too much fun. Being too creative. You know? Congratulations. You want me to have a boring life. The VVD also mistake. I need to watch the game. I was at church when it was going on, so I didn't see it at all. How did the game go in general? Like, did it feel relatively close, or did Arsenal just play a lot better? Do I not have any goalkeepers? Dubravka. We'll do Dubravka. Perfect. Arsenal dominated, but the goals were lucky. Got a lucky own goal. I watched Sunderland today. Jack Clark is him. Jack Clark's entering the era where I think if you looked at him for the first time a few weeks ago against Newcastle, a lot of people questioned like whether he could make it at the Premier League level. It was clear that he could do well at the Championship level, but could he make that leap up? I think in recent weeks, one of the things that's changed with him is I saw a tweet today that explained it perfectly. It's getting to a point where he can take on anybody in the league now, and it's like the game slows down. It's like slow motion. He's able to just beat people, turn them around, get in a cross, take a shot, where it's becoming very easy at this level. Does that mean he's going to now be able to take the leap to the next level? I don't know. Does that mean he's probably going to be in a position where it's more likely that move happens sooner than later? Probably. Hopefully it means 30 mil plus, but we'll see. Oh, speaking of games, I need to check. Did the Wisconsin Badgers win? No. They lost to Purdue. No. No. By 6. Oh, man. That would have been crazy. Badgers are still ranked number 6, though. If they could have beat number 2 Purdue Boilermakers, that would have been crazy. Yeah, I agree. He kept slowing down, flat foot, then bursting past them. I think my favorite quality about Jack Clark, though, especially recently, is his passing ability and his unselfishness. I think there's a lot of times in the past where he would go on line and cross it or slide it across the box or be able to cut in on his right foot and finesse his shot, which I still think he should do. But his ability to pick out a pass, like on the goal today, cut in, beat Luke twice, and then after he beat Luke twice, he whipped it across to Rusin, who then Rusin set up a volley and scored. Salah coming back, Trent fully fit, Thiago back, the only way is up. Would rather Liverpool win in the league than City? I think everyone's in agreement that anyone but City should win the league. Genuine question. This is not a dumb ask. I'm genuinely curious. I know how much United hates Liverpool. I get United hates City. Who would Man United rather have win the league? City or Liverpool? Seen Arteta on Epstein's Island. I was there. City, obviously. They've said it before? Okay. Hey, relax. You don't have to say obviously. I was just wondering. Because I bet it would suck to see either win. Literally asked Mark Goldberg the same question the other day. I just said it's too early to comment. What What about Liverpool exactly versus United makes the, I guess, rivalry so intense versus like the one against City being in your same city? City or another club? So it's more about history. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I wonder how the perception of City is going to be in like 25 years. When the last time United won a big trophy is miles away. Are people going to view City in a much better light? Because like right now, I think a lot of people can say Plastic City. Only recently they won all the money, yada yada. But if you're then 25 plus years removed, maybe. Does that perception change a little bit? So United fans celebrating Arsenal win. Liverpool United got history. City just another club waiting to get charged. But the thing is history for a reason. In 25 years, City's going to have history, right? They might not have it huge now. So yeah, I'm running when social media took off and didn't help because Chelsea aren't completely different for them, but just earlier. They go on a bean run. How do you grind league upgrades with no players and no coins? Either watch our League SBC video or our Unlimited Duplicate Exchange video if you want to see the step-by-step, bud. Both are in the description, and the Unlimited Duplicate Exchange is pinned in the comment. Dude, Ferguson's going to be a baller. He's already a baller. He's going to be crazy in a few years, man. The Irish Holland. Have you ever seen Drogba's league goal totals? I have not, no. I could check my icon that I packed. I think I put him in SBC already, maybe not. He's a proper center forward. He's so fun to watch. Brighton in general is fun to watch. What amazes me more than anything, though, is... I'm going to hate to say this. Millie at Newcastle falls into this camp. Kobe Minu at United falls into this camp. Any academy player who's like 16, 17 and able to compete relatively well in the Premier League is such a crazy thought to think of. And it's extremely scary. Because it's like, if you think of them, if they're 16 or 17, let's say they're 17, right? They're getting some minutes when they're 16. Maybe they play some FA Cups. They're staying on the bench occasionally. 17, if you're getting consistent minutes or continuing to come in off the bench, imagine how much they would grow in 4 years when they would be 21. And then another 4-year contract from 21 to 25 when they progress infinitely more. And then still 25 to 29 when you're still potentially reaching your prime. Is Mano 20? I thought he was a lot younger. He's 18. Yeah, Jude's essentially the example of that, but he did it in the championship, right? So people could see it's like, oh, he did it in the championship. Is that really crazy to think? Yeah, Kobe Manu. Born on April 19th, 2005. 18 years old. Are you thinking of another player? Like Ahmad, maybe? Who's 21 now? Or like some of the younger players? Will I ever put Earps into an SBC? I would consider it for an extremely high-rated SBC or extremely good SBC, or if they add more exchange levels. Another new icon pick. Looks like they lowered the rating from 88, and it's same requirements too, right? So it's not even easier requirements, which sucks. 8 seasons, Chelsea. Drogba had only 2 seasons where he scored over 12 league goals. Was it like the quality of goals? Was it the importance of goals? Or are you leaving out things like the Champions League and stuff too? Because I'm trying to think back too, and I'm like, surely there's some context to this. Dude, I'm not even joking, to complete the 88 icon PP before it expired yesterday, I put 11 Team of the Weeks into the 87 rated squad. I felt disgusting. But it had to be done, man. Dude, do I have enough center backs? Holy cow. What am I cooking here? You guys see this? He scored big goals for sure, but people have the perception he was a consistent striker when he wasn't. Did Fernando Torres have a better goal scoring record than Drogba for Chelsea? Fernando Torres per season. What site would be the best to check this? There you go. So, matches played, starts, goals. 10-11 season. He started 8, played 14, scored 1 goal, 2 assists. His best season for Chelsea appeared to be in 2012-13, where he had 28 starts and 36 matches played. He scored a whopping 8 goals and 6 assists. Dang. His best ever goal scoring season appeared to be in 07-08 for Liverpool, where he scored 24 goals and had 4 assists in 33 matches played. Luton might actually get out of relegation. I would not be surprised if they didn't get relegated. I don't think that's crazy to think. Wikipedia has a breakdown of each season. I wonder how... I don't know how to say this in a way that makes perfect sense. I wonder if our perception of players nowadays... Okay, I'll give you an example. If anyone watches basketball, you always hear the argument, like Michael Jordan or LeBron James, and they usually talk about like the quality of player back in the NBA when Michael Jordan was playing versus the quality of player now in the NBA. When we discuss football, I feel like I hear it a lot reversed, where people talk about footballers nowadays and say they're not like they used to be, especially if you look at, let's say, a lot of midfielders back in the day, how many quality like center mids there were. I don't know what my question would be exactly. Are we... How does one properly assess a player who's retired? And we talk about him now versus people who are actively playing. Do you go off of stats? Do you go off of like the feel good? Do you go off of trophies? Like what determines how we view players who are no longer playing? Yeah, I agree. And look at how much footballers get nitpicked because any mistake is captured. I wonder if that is a huge deal with why people look so well in old players. Because I'm sure there is many times you would have, I don't know, Pirlo. Pirlo probably made at least one bad pass in his career. And I'm sure if it was 2024, it would have been tweeted about nonstop. We all can agree watching City win the PL is like Bayern winning the Bundesliga? Yeah. It's, I think, the closest thing to it. I don't know if it's a direct one-to-one comparison, but yeah. %. I've said that before. Dante told me R9 is better than Cristiano. Well, it's like, I don't know how you can compare. And like, I think the thing that frustrates me the most about Mbappe, and I think most of you would agree with this, I think 99.99% of people think Mbappe is a fantastic footballer and want to see him in either the Premier League or at least a club like Real Madrid and La Liga where he can consistently play at least a little better quality opponent. To see, like, truly how good of a player he is. Because, like, you see it on the French national team. You saw it during the World Cup. But I think a lot of people want to see it week in, week out in a league they watch. And people don't watch the League One like they would the Prem or La Liga. And I think that would prove a lot of things to a lot of people. But especially for, like, retired people, how do you properly view these individuals and compare them to people nowadays? I don't know how you do it. Do we need one more rare? I'm an Arsenal fan, and it's looking good on our title challenge. there was the same technology in social media back then. If Zidane had a stinker, people would be posting videos of a bald guy dancing. Yeah. Or even like managers. How many times has even the idea of managers changed? Is the concept of a manager... how do I word this one? Are we ever going to see an Alex Ferguson type of manager again? Where a manager lasts that long at a club? Or are a few bad results going to start questioning their job? I guess the context would apply, but like I'm sure back in the day, there were people wanting SAF gone. But you maybe don't see the tweets, you don't see the hashtags, so it didn't register. But like also too, surely when a new manager's brought in, there's already pressure on the club, so it's instant pressure for a manager to perform. I feel like when someone's been there for so long, you kind of expect that to be the case, that they're there. And maybe that changes how quickly people want them out. A year or two of poor results and you're gone? Yeah. But like, and that's the difficult thing too. When you're, let's say, a top club and your standard is either winning the Premier League most years or competing in these cups in the finals or semifinals, and a drop in performance is second place or losing in the finals, how poor of a result really is that versus, I don't know, a team that should have never won the Premier League or Champions League, had a one-off year, and then they go back to where they're supposed to in the next few. I feel like a lot of clubs fall into that where they overperform for a limited amount of time, and then they're viewed to that new standard. And if they don't live up to it, they're in trouble. Someone who's the closest thing. Sample Leicester City, yeah. Getting sacked is crazy injustice. Is he getting sacked, or are they mutually not going to have him go another year? Or did he actually get sacked now? Because last I heard was he's not going to be their coach next season. I don't know if I'd consider that sacked. I'd see it like a mutual agreement of like, yeah, maybe it's not the direction the club's going. Maybe your style of play is not what we want, but we appreciate your history here. We don't want to just toss you out. Give time to find a replacement. I don't know if this is a hot take. Alonso should not get that job. Alonso needs to stay at Bayer Leverkusen. He hasn't played such good football. I don't think he needs to prove himself at any other club. I think he needs to stay there and continue to progress them, because it is making the Bundesliga fun to watch. How does Barca get themselves out of the situation with their money? You have shirt sales. You have their abilities to make deals with sponsors and stuff. Like, how do you fix their situation? Super League? Kind of like Wegner, didn't get sacked, but time to go. Is that idea completely gone now, do you think, for a majority of clubs? Or is it only with like a certain manager? Because like I'm trying to think back, and I don't remember exactly how Chelsea treated Lampard. What was the treatment of Lampard? Was his a end of the season, or was his a should have been let go at the end of the season, decided to stay, and then eventually sacked him because the results were too extremely poor? Super League was made for Madrid and Barca. If you think of it, okay, I'm against the Super League in principle, especially with like the pyramids of football and everything that stands for. But like outside of Champions League, it's so difficult. Like if you're Real Madrid or Barca or any like club that's not in England, you have like the Champions League, maybe Club World Cup. What other times are you really competing against other countries and their level of competition? Preseason, maybe? But the seasons are already so packed, you can't just start adding more tournaments. That's just like I gotta say, crappy situation to be in. Like, the idea of PSG, like, my biggest critique with PSG is I wish you could career mode-esque move them to, like, the Prem for, like, a season and see how they do. So, like, the idea of having, like, a 1 year where they compete, not necessarily, like, Super League in replace of normal club and country competitions, but, like, to see how they would do outside of just Champions League would be so cool to see from the outside. But yeah. I thought what was interesting, though, was the level of competition that the Saudi League versus the MLS is at when it came to their quote-unquote friendly game. From Inter Miami versus Al Nassr. That was, I think, it should be an eye-opening experience for the MLS of, hey, MLS, just because you sign these fantastic players, give them a lot of money, trying to essentially buy, I don't know, perception. Your league is still horrific. Fix it. I wonder if that's going to do anything in the future for them. What team do we use twice? Here we go. I mean, that's what they wanted to change the Champions League to, which, again, in principle makes, or in theory makes sense. In actual going about finding the games and time to do that, probably never going to be able to be done. Like, I would think the idea of that, too, for, like, country would make a lot of sense as well. Obviously, you have the World Cup, you have European competitions, you have American competitions, you have African, Asian competitions. It would be cool to see other tournaments for people playing internationally where you could see more of that, like, competing against each other. But there's just no time for it. And then the schedules of seasons, too. Weather, all that's completely different. What's your opinion on the Bellingham Greenwood situation? I didn't look into it too much. Base level, I think my take is I find it funny how it sounds like La Liga has a bigger issue with Bellingham supposedly calling Greenwood a rapist than they actually have an issue with the so-called rapists in their league. Like, it seems like they're focused on the wrong thing. And if they didn't want to bring attention to it, why even try to get Bellingham in trouble? Like, it only makes you look bad. I don't know what makes them look good in that situation. Especially with the racism, too. They're so quick to act on that, but the racism in the league by the fans, they're just going to completely ignore. Lewin would finish top 4 in League One. Got Henry from the icon pick. W. Imagine they did a Super League with English teams. Absolutely raw dogged everyone. I think the idea of, especially in the English pyramid, seeing how the cups have been going recently with the championship teams playing Prem teams. I think the Borough one versus Chelsea was the most interesting to watch. But there's definitely a lot of other ones too where whether it's just like the quality of player in the Prem versus the championship, the amount of money in the Prem versus the championship, I feel like in general there's such a huge gap between the leagues that I only see getting bigger. What time is it? It is 5:45 for me. How do you have those players? These players? I opened a single bronze pack and they all entered my club. No lippers, racist monkey chants in the stands, but calling a rapist is where they draw the line. Yeah, it seems like a really, and again, I'm thinking from the perspective of the league. I'm not trying to like imply like, oh, I think XYZ for this, XYZ for that. I think if you're La Liga and you're getting all this criticism for how you're already treating this, that seems like horrific from their end to be like, yeah, we're going to continue to investigate this. We're going to find him potentially guilty. And then there's going to be a punishment for him because he called the rapist a rapist. You know, he's not lying. I agree with his sentiment. And like I think that's the thing too that people get crazy about as well when it comes to being found not guilty and being innocent. There's a lot of dynamics in that, and I don't want to get into the particulars because I don't want to have one of those. Remember that dude in the stream that we were fighting like, was it like a month ago? Nonstop, the dude who was literally on his knees for Greenwood. And then had the facts of the case completely wrong. It was trying to imply that it was... Didn't he say, like, his girlfriend was the one who abused him? I was like, huh? What? Yeah, charges dropped does not equal innocent. Yeah. I still think you can want to see a standard presented in a court of law for innocence or be found not guilty or guilty. But, like, when you essentially pay to have charges dropped and there's a family dynamic, there's a child involved, all of that makes the whole thing a lot worse for many different reasons. And it's just a shame to see. And as the outsiders, we don't really get to see the full behind-the-scenes picture. Because it's like, what if the girlfriend doesn't want the child growing up without a father and that's why it happened? Or if it was like financial stability, child support payments, XYZ. I don't know. Being together and having a kid is crazy. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like if you're in that kind of relationship, there's probably some sort of... Hey, Bernardo Silva, let's go. There's some sort of dynamic in there where we were saying it the other day with... Shoot, I'm blanking on what it was called again. What's it called when, like, someone gets kidnapped and over a period of time, they start, like, loving their kidnapper? The person who kidnapped them? I'm blanking on what it's called again. Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah. I feel like once you're wanting a certain style of love and you're not giving it, and a person does like the bare minimum in some areas, or they're at least not doing the abuse in the moment, it changes your perspective of what you expect not only out of them, but what the standard of like, I don't know, he didn't hit me today, therefore he's a good guy. I don't know. Also, some people just think people have changed. And like, maybe Greenwood has changed. I don't think he has, but she's probably thinking that to a certain extent. Because like, why wouldn't you want the father of your child to learn from his past and not abuse you moving forward? I think that's exactly what she wants. People won't understand unless they're in that situation. Yeah. Once a rapist, always a rapist. Yeah, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying as the outsiders, we 100% cannot get into her mind space of why they both made the decisions they did moving forward for their whole family dynamic. I mean, the dates of everything suggest she got pregnant by him months after he was exposed. Not like she's pregnant the whole time. Not judging, but it's just confusing. Yeah. Dude, relationships in general are just crazy, man. Dude, I could honestly see Barca signing him, though. Like, what makes the whole thing even worse, though, is, like, he's genuinely a quality footballer. And people will, because of his past, try to say he's not a quality footballer. Because they don't like him because of those reasons. But, like, clubs genuinely want him. They just don't want to look bad. That's what they're fighting. And if you can get a good deal in near them, again, same thing with like La Liga. You might make a decision that's wildly unpopular, but you might still do it. Like if they sign, let's say realistically they sign Greenwood. Let's say he's out of England, right? Let's say Barca signs him on a good deal where they're saving a lot of money. He's a quality footballer. Sells an insane amount of t-shirts. There's an insane amount of backlash, but not monetarily. Let's say it's a success monetarily. Makes them a bunch of money. Overall for them, does that make them better off or worse off? Thought he was overrated, but he's definitely at a high level. Yeah. PR alone, no one should ever sign him again. Like, I think you find that with people like Sunderland has a guy named Jack Diamond who just got found in court to be not guilty, and overwhelmingly so. Girl lied about everything that happened. Very different case. But, like, the information came out, the text messages, everything was found that, like, he was clearly not guilty. And then when it came to... he's in the last year of his contract. Sunderland's not going to re-sign him. I think he's loaned out right now. I've heard like absolutely nothing about him. All of that aside, I've never really rated him as a footballer. League One probably at best. He's now a little older. Sunderland's going to let him go. But like even being found not guilty, I'm sure that's going to limit his clubs interested in him from a PR perspective. Yeah, dude, the pack weight on these are so bad, man. I don't know if you guys have packed any, but good luck. It is horrible. So, let me look at something real quick. I'm curious. So we started the stream on 660,000 coins. I've done 0 trading. I still have all these items to sell. I've essentially been buying out whatever golds or a few cards we need. Like, I think I might cut out trading altogether, man. Especially once the pack pulls start hitting. Like, I don't think I'd ever run out. Dude, I wouldn't mind a Donnarumma. Imagine you got the number 10 shirt. Feel bad for any victims of VAR, but also feel victims of false accusations, reputation ruined for no reason. Well, like, that's the scary thing about it, because, like, the dynamic is difficult regardless. So it's like you have both sides of it in the sense of if someone is guilty of rape, it's such a serious thing, and society views it so bad that you're right, they should never be able to play again. They should probably never be able to be out of prison for the rest of their life. But the power that holds, if you're haven't committed that and someone's using it to try to ruin your career, that's extremely scary. But also at the same time, if you're a woman who's been raped and you need to prove it, and maybe it was covered up enough, or I don't know the exact circumstances it'd be, but you don't feel like there's enough evidence, that can be a scary thing too. Like, the whole dynamic of that whole situation, for a reason, is so bad. You need a 100% accurate lie detector test. Justice would be much easier to get. I mean, across the board for everything, that'd make life a lot easier, but that's probably not possible ever. Because, like, what do you do with people who can convince themselves of anything? Or you've heard before with people where their memory fails them, or I think a more common one, if you think about past events that happened to your life, whether they were negative or positive, and you tell yourself the same story, over time, that story is going to slowly change. You may be not doing that on purpose, but it changes over time. So, like, think about maybe like a childhood event. One, you probably don't remember it correctly to begin with, but the more you go back and talk about it, there's little things you're going to change. Maybe like the color of t-shirt you're wearing. If, like, you're, I don't know, hanging with mates outside playing football, how long you were out there, what day it was. All these things are going to slowly change over time. It's going to become a completely different story. In your head, it's still 100% true. If there was like a 100% lie detector test, I don't know how that would change that. Because, like, people already do truly believe things that are false. There's, I don't think any way that you can stop that. I mean, there's people who believe Manchester United is the best club in the world. I don't know how to get to those people. Proving rape is difficult unless you get tested ASAP. But I miss it. Otherwise, I always say, yeah. And that's the dynamic that makes it so difficult, is most rape victims don't come forward right away. There's a little bit of shame, guilt. What did I do wrong? What made this person do it? Usually it's not a complete stranger, so there's a social dynamic in there as well. All that stuff put together just makes it extremely difficult. Yeah. Each time you think about a memory, you forget a small part. Your brain fills in the gap. Yep. Now imagine that with prescribing intent to someone too. How much more difficult that becomes over time. Like, thinking back to your emotions of an event. Like, I've heard rape victims talk about this too, where it's like, before they go in, they'll be like, did I read the situation wrong? What did I do? Did I, in some way, invite him to do this to me? What could I have done differently to invent this? And in their head, they'll invent, like, this scenario where they were in the wrong, or will feel guilty or shame about it and not want that in the public. Or they know the backlash they might get if they can't prove it. Therefore, it's better off for them to not say anything until they eventually do, ages later, where there's maybe not the evidence anymore, or enough time has passed where people are not questioning it. Yeah, I would fail a lie detector test if I was telling the truth. We play a game as a family. We just got it recently. It's called Chameleon, where you have these cards, and everyone who's playing, I think it goes up to 7 or 8 people. You get a card, and it's like a grid that you roll a pair of dice, and it gives you coordinates, like A5 or something like that. So you look at the dice, and you see, okay, A5. So you put A on there, 5 on there, and it gets to a certain line, and it gives you another set of coordinates where it's like maybe C4. And then you have a card in the middle of the table where you look at C4, and it tells you, like, whatever it is. So, like, let's say the card is football clubs, and C4 is Liverpool. And you have to have one person who has a chameleon card and doesn't know what everyone else can see, and has to try to figure out off of the words someone gives around the table what they're talking about. And you don't want to expose yourself. So if something like that happened, football's probably a bad example of this. Where am I even going with this story? Oh, I know where I was going with this story. None of that's important. When I'm the chameleon, I'm afraid that everyone thinks I'm guilty of being the chameleon. So I will, like, either laugh or smile in a certain way that exposes myself almost instantly. And the same thing is true when I'm not the chameleon. If someone thinks I'm the chameleon, even the thought of them thinking I'm the chameleon makes me start to smile or act in a certain way, where it's like I feel like I'm guilty, where I have to prove myself to be not guilty. So when you like take something like that and you apply it to real life on a day-to-day basis, yeah, I would 100% fail a lie detector test. Or if I ever got interrogated like by a police officer for something I didn't do, I would 100% feel like I was doing something where it's like, I need to prove I'm not guilty. I probably look suspicious because I'm nervous. Memory extraction device where able to protect those memories, both sides, and judge can see an ideal. Yeah, we're time. I wish there was a perfect world. Sadly, we live in a fallen, broken world. Yes. Wish people didn't do stuff like this. Life would be so great. Yep. Yup. Facts. I didn't realize all the walkouts we got today. So we probably did, what, 5 or 6 runs? Bernardo, Luca, Lavelle, Saka, Savage. Bunch of 84s and 83s that we could put into player picks. We took that extremely slow. If I was 100% just paying attention to League SBCs, it would have been a ton faster. And then you add on exchanges to that if we didn't want to put these in an SBC, which I probably am. I'm probably going to do the player picks, the icon PPs. Just think about all that bonus fodder in players. Fodder seems so much easier to get now that Team of the Year is over. Yeah, all the nominees that are now able to be packed. It's nice. All right, come on. This is probably my best chance to get a promo card today. I'm upset that I didn't get a promo card, but I will never turn down an 89. So the question I have now, I guess we'll have to see once we get a duplicate. If I get a duplicate while building out this 87 squad, realistically, I could put it in the exchange. I think I'm good with golds in my club in general. I should be fine. But now I'm in a position where if I'm going to be doing this 87 squad, I want to make sure I have enough for the 86s as well. If I could avoid maybe using high-end special cards, that'd be greatly appreciated. Like if I could slowly just build up more fodder versus sending in... What do we have? Actually, you know what? Screw it. Why don't we do that? I always tell myself, oh, save fodder, save fodder. There's some cards I'm never going to use. Surely could we put in an exchange at some point? Sure. But if I could start chucking in like a Moore and stuff, I'm probably not going to do an Icon SBC. I'm always going to do the gamble ones. So if we could get to an 87 with him, that one would make perfect sense. Save an 86. And then maybe Dante in the next one. How much time do we have until this goes back? 2 days. Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. So we'll probably get this completed tomorrow, especially if we get like a player pick or something. Yeah, dude, the pro playing Hullett as a center back was the most toxic thing I've ever seen. But makes so much sense. And then didn't he have Vieira at right back as well? Bro, the levels of sweat the pros do. All right, I'm going to go keep doing League SBCs. I'm going to make some dinner, though. Have barely eaten anything today. I'm going to go make some nice chicken. We'll see you guys 4 hours after new content. Hopefully we have like a PP or something. Yeah, that keeper moving was crazy. All right, take it easy, boys. Peace.